What's up, Team Freyer? Hey, I'm sorry I can't be there with you at school. I hope today goes all right for you. I hope you found your new seat okay in your new classes. We are starting quarter three. If you remember in quarter one, we were all about narratives and stories. We read a lot of stories. We looked at writing and how a writer could create snazzy sentences and creating characters. In quarter two, it was all about information. All the different ways, all those different text structures, right, for how to give information, how to explain something to someone else in a way that it's clear. In quarter three, our focus is on argument. So having an opinion and trying to convince other people to agree with you. Today we're just going to start out and make sure we really understand what an opinion is. As you go through this video, you're going to have to pause it at certain times to fill in your notes paper. So you can see I have the notes paper right here. You'll have to pause it and write it down on your paper, or if you're at home right now, you could type it into this document. Okay, so let's start out. It's important to know the difference between a fact and an opinion. And when we think about those differences, we also get into things like false statements and lies. Let's start with facts. A fact is a statement that can be proven. It can be proven. It is something that is backed up by evidence. So when we think about facts, there's some way to measure them. There's some way to prove that they are true. Some sort of standardized measurement that everyone across the world uses. So right now I have my water bottle and I would say there's about 12 ounces of water left. And that's a fact because I can prove it. Okay, there's a little 12 right there. Right? I think it looks opposite on your screen, but there's a little 12 right there. If I poured it into another measuring cup that measured with ounces, it would still be 12. And if I went to Europe and they had a measuring cup with ounces, it would still be 12 ounces, right? It has a standardized measurement. Or I could say something like, right now it is 36 degrees in West Jordan, okay, 36 degrees, and there's a measurement tool. There is a thermometer that can measure. I'm not just making it up. It's not just something I believe. There's some sort of standardized measurement. And everywhere that people use Fahrenheit, it would all say 36 on every single thermometer, right? So when we think about facts, we think about things that can be measured, things that can be proven, right? Things that we can say, for sure we can prove that this is true. We have some standardized way to measure it. A false statement is like a fact that can be disproven. So a false statement is a statement that can be proven wrong or incorrect. So if I said there's 8 ounces of water, well, I can prove that that's wrong. That's a false statement because there's a standardized way to measure that and prove that it's wrong. Or if I said that my computer is 15 inches, well, I can prove that it's wrong. I can use this ruler and measure it, and I can prove that actually it's not 15 inches long. So false statements can be proven wrong. So one thing we notice about fact and false statements is that they both can have some sort of way to prove or disprove them. A lie is a false statement, so it's a type of false statement that is given with the intent to deceive or mislead. So a false statement that is given with the intent to deceive or mislead. So sometimes people make a false statement and they just don't know, right? Maybe they're estimating incorrectly. Maybe they thought when they were, I thought this computer was a 15-inch long computer. Oh, actually it's 13-inch, right? Like they're just remembering wrong. Maybe they just measured incorrectly. Maybe they're not using their thermometer correctly, so they're getting their Fahrenheit incorrect or something like that. Some sort of data that's messed up. But when someone tells a lie, they know that it's wrong. They know that it's been proven wrong, and they're intending to mislead somebody. That might make you think, why would someone lie? Why would someone do that? I bet you can think of a lot of ways, right? Sometimes people lie just to garner support, right? Like some politicians might say, if you vote for me, I will lower taxes. And in their minds, they might think, well, that probably won't happen. I probably won't lower taxes, but if I say that, then they'll vote for me. And so they're kind of lying to garner support. Sometimes they don't lie, right? Sometimes if people are lying because they see some sort of benefit to themselves of like, okay, if I lie and say that this job will be done to a certain degree or I'll be able to do this, then I'll get more money. Sometimes people lie to be funny, right? Like if you pull a prank on somebody, you might lie to them. Sometimes it's just some sort of scam and someone's getting something out of it, right, when they lie. A lie is different than an opinion, though. A lie can be proven false, right? I could lie to you and say the sky is red. It can be proven false. It's not red. I could lie to you and say it's 90 degrees in West Jordan. Look, it can be proven false. An opinion, though, is a view or belief formed about something. It's not necessarily based on fact or knowledge. So an opinion is a belief. It's something that you can't prove it right. You can't prove it wrong. It's something that you don't have a measuring tool for. So a lot of times when we say opinions, we use words like good or better or best. Like I might say, I think Frozen 2 is better than Frozen 1. There's no way that you can say it's a fact, though, that Frozen 2 is better than Frozen 1. You could say it makes more money. You could say more people watched it, but that doesn't necessarily prove it's a fact. Even if everyone in the entire world agreed that Frozen 2 was better than Frozen 1, it still doesn't make it a fact because there's no way to measure that for sure. Like, how do we measure what's a good movie? Can I hold up a ruler to a movie and say, oh, yeah, this one measures good and this one doesn't measure good? There's no sort of standardized measurement tool, so then it's in the opinion category. Sometimes we'll even say something is best. Like I might say, cookie dough ice cream is the best ice cream flavor. It's an opinion. There's no way to prove that it really is best. There's no sort of ruler that says, oh, here's a good ice cream flavor, and oh, this one measures like this. It's not, right? There's no way to prove or disprove it, so it stays in the opinion category. One thing you might want to know is that facts can sometimes change. Like when we started out, it said, I think it's at 36 degrees out, and now it says 34. So even though that fact of 36 degrees was true earlier, now that fact has changed. Or if I break my computer in half, it's not going to be 13 inches long anymore. Or if I drink some of the water, I'm not going to have 12 ounces in here anymore. So sometimes facts can change. The other thing was that there's some facts that are out there that we just don't have measurement tools for yet. Like here's a good example. Do aliens exist? Well, the answer's out there, right? Either they exist or they don't. It's not like us believing really strongly makes them exist, or us believing really strongly that they don't exist makes them not exist. Either they are or aren't out there, but we have no sort of measuring tool, at least that we know of, that can prove that they're out there or prove that they're not out there. So sometimes there might be a fact that's true, but we don't really know what that truth is yet because we don't have the measurement tool. I hope you can see how this could be very powerful and how in this quarter we are going to talk about how to use facts to back up opinions without kind of getting into making false statements or lying to get people to agree with our opinions. But this whole quarter is going to be about how do you convince someone else. If you have an opinion that's really, really strong, how do you get people to agree with you? Sometimes these opinions, who cares if people agree with you, right? I might think cookie dough ice cream is the best. It doesn't really matter one way or the other if people agree with me or disagree with me. But sometimes when you have an opinion like, you should hire me for this job, or you should invest in my company, or you should date me, right? Sometimes those opinions that you might have in your life are super important and could change some things for you if you get someone else to agree with you. If you get that person to agree to hire you, that could change your life. If you get that company to agree to invest in your business, that could change your life. If you get someone to agree to date you, that could change your life. So this whole entire quarter, we're going to be talking about how when you have an opinion, how do you go about convincing someone else without falling into the trap of false statements and lies? Okay, I hope you got through all those notes. I said every word that fills in those blanks. You might need to go back and look if you missed that. You are now going to go through and do these practices. I'm sure that you can do this by yourself, okay, and get all of that done. You can feel free to raise your hand and ask the substitute for help or send me a Canvas message. Who knows, maybe I'll be checking it. All right, hey, have a great day. I really hope I'll be there tomorrow. We shall see.